Hey, this is Michelle from Japanese Breakfast. This is Records in My Life for Northern Transmissions. Record one, I think, is going to be the Yeah Yeah Yeahs' Fever to Tell. I remember getting that record when I was a teenager and just thinking it was just the coolest raw power New York band. And to see another half Korean woman just like going ham on stage was super inspiring for me at the time and still. So I love the guitars on that record and the drums and everything is so great. I remember watching, I forget where, I think it was at the Fillmore. My friend had like a live DVD of their performance and Karen O is just like a vision.
Was she always like dressing pretty wild like back?
Yeah, I actually never saw them play live, but I remember like the cover of that CD so well. It's like a drawing of her like holding her arm up and like the Maps music video. And I think that she has like a designer friend named, I think it's Christian Joy. So like she was a big part. Yeah. So.
Well, yeah, she always has her hair like pretty cool hairstyle.
Yeah, totally.
Interesting hairstyle.
Yeah.
Dressed like.
I'm growing my hair out right now, and that's like definitely one of the like comforting overgrown pixie cuts that like make you feel okay about where you're at right now. Album 2, so my parents didn't listen to much music growing up, and I don't have any siblings, so I kind of came into like very few records before I turned like 14, 15 and started developing my own tastes or like listening to friends' music tastes. But one of the records that my dad had in his car was Rumours by Fleetwood Mac. And I think that Fleetwood Mac is just a really timeless sounding band. I think that record still holds up as like a super modern sound. And I think that it's really inspiring to me to have just like amazing, well-crafted pop music. That's really inspiring to me. And then that probably led way to listening to more Fleetwood Mac and my true love for Christine McVie's synth playing and songwriting. I think that she is probably one of the more underrated members of Fleetwood Mac. I like to say that Christine McVie is my favorite Beatle. but I don't know. I think that those synth sounds that she writes and her melodies are just like they just sound like they could be on a record today. Like so many people I feel like are ripping off Christine McVie. Okay, album 3 is really weird. So I remember going further along of parents that don't really show you cool music and not having siblings. I remember my babysitter had like this, I guess this is kind of cheating. My babysitter had this 1998 Grammy Compilation album, and actually I think that like Fleetwood Mac had like a reissue that year or something like that, and there was like, I'm pretty sure that there's a Fleetwood Mac song on it, and there's No Doubt, Don't Speak. So I think that like it kind of, that compilation, that Grammy compilation record, like introduced me to a lot of different musicians that I like wouldn't have been introduced to before. So that record got me into like Tragic Kingdom by No Doubt. It also had Jamiroquai's Virtual Insanity and that Paula Cole that like Where Have All the Cowboys Gone? That song. It's like so good. There's a Sheryl Crow song on there. So that compilation record was like pretty influential for me, that like introduced me to like all of these different artists at the time. 4 is gonna be Built to Spill's Keep It Like a Secret. Actually the first song that I learned how to play on the guitar was Carry the Zero, and that record kind of represents like when I hit like 15, 16 and I started getting really into like Pacific Northwest indie rock, and that record is just perfect. So. Okay, one last album. My favorite record of, I think it was last year, was Carly Rae Jepsen's Emotion. Such a great album. I love Carly. We were just talking about Carly Rae Jepsen today because I was doing another interview about if I wanted to collaborate with anyone, who would it be? And I think it would be Carly Rae Jepsen. And my reasoning, strangely enough, was because she seems like someone that wouldn't get mad at you. I think that she's so talented. I love every track on that album, and the way that she works with different producers, and each of the songs has their own life, and it's like so catchy and feels like just like really intuitive, like emotional music. And I think that as an artist, I personally strive to create that, and Carly Rae Jepsen just wildly succeeds.